All right, let's talk about writing our equations in point-slope form. So that's our y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1, where m is going to be our slope, and x1 and y1 come from that ordered pair, and it doesn't matter which one you pick if you're given 2. So for example, let's look at number 4. Write an equation in point-slope form for the line C if C passes through these 2 points, 3, -1, and 4, 2. We have to find our slope, and we can pick either one of those 2 points. I'm going to pick 4, 2, just because I want to avoid negatives. But remember, our slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So I've got y2 minus y1, 2 minus -1, over x2 minus x1. So this would be 3 over 1. Sorry, 3 over 1 is the slope. So y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. My y1 I know is going to be 2, because I picked 4, 2. x1 is going to be 4, and my slope we found was 3 over 1. Now let's look at number 5 and 6. I want to write an equation in point-slope form for line, this is line C, a line parallel to line C through those points. So my point is 2, -1, and my slope parallel to 3, 1, or not 3, 1, 3 over 1. So parallel to 3 over 1, it's got to be the same number, 3 over 1. So y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Now let's try another one. A line perpendicular to line C through the point 2, -1. So my point is still 2, -1, but now I want perpendicular. And remember, perpendicular to that fraction, we're going to flip the fraction and change the sign, get our opposite reciprocal. So it's going to be -1 over 3. 3 over 1 became -1 over 3. And then I just have to plug in my y1, x1, and m. So y1 is another -1, m is -1/3, and x1 was a positive 2. Now let's look down all the way over here. I want to write these following equations in slope-intercept form. So on your homework, you're going to have to find the slope, just like we did for line C. You have to find your own slope. You're going to have to write it in point-slope form. And then you're going to have to simplify it to get it into y-intercept form. So the first thing we got to do is distribute. So distribute to both parts. Y minus 3 equals 5x plus 10, and then add the 3 over to get the y by itself. So y equals 5x plus 13. Number 10, same idea. Distribute. Y plus 11 equals 6x minus 18, and then subtract that 11 over to get the y by itself. So y equals 6x minus 29. On your homework, notice you're going to have to give all of these points their coordinates. So 0, 6, 2, 2, you're going to have to give all of these points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. You're going to have to fill all of these out yourself. And then what you want to do is find your slope, or y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Find your slope first. Pick a point that y-intercept, and then write it in slope-intercept form. So my y-intercepts would be 0, 0, 0, 2, sorry, not 2, 3. So 0, 0, 0, 3, 0, 4, 0, 6, and 0, negative 4. So use your slope, use your y-intercept to write those equations. Here you're given point slope form. So you're given a point and a slope. You're going to write it in point slope form first. And then you're going to simplify to get it into y-intercept form. That's what you're going to do for those 6. And then these, you're going to do the same thing, but you're going to find your slope first. So you have to find your slope first, and then put it into point slope form, and then put it into y-intercept form. And once you've got your slope here, let's find our slope. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. It's going to be negative 8 over 4, negative 8 over negative 4, which is just a positive 2. So here's my slope. Slope's going to be a positive 2. And then I'm going to pick my point. I'm going to pick 1, 3 for my point. So point slope form, y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And then I would distribute the 2. So y minus 3 equals 2x minus 2, and then add 3 over. Y equals 2x plus 1. You're going to have to do all of that for these 4. Number 14 is a little bit different. Remember, our x-intercept, we don't have a y, because our x-intercept, we're looking at where does it cross the x-axis. So at that point, y would be 0, and our y-intercept is where it crosses the y-axis, so our x would be 0. There's our points, and then solve from there. All right, let me know what questions you have. I'll see you guys tomorrow.